Kuzu. Kuzu.
What is good, Division agents? This is Kuzu Ranger coming at you from Japan. Today I'm going to review DPS and break down exactly how important this number is related to your overall gaming performance. So first of all, DPS stands for damage per second. It is the number calculated from a combination of the weapon statistics including damage, magazine capacity, rounds per minute, accuracy, reload time, hipfire accuracy, critical chance, critical damage, and headshot damage. Now people are inevitably going to brag about having a bigger DPS like it's a manifestation of their E-penis. Is bigger always better? Not if you don't know how to use it, and not if you shoot your load all over the place and can't hit that sweet spot. Your ego may think otherwise, but having a slightly smaller DPS may in fact be better overall for your game. Now let's break down some of the actual reasons for this line of thinking. For starters, we're gonna actually ignore most of the stats that go into DPS because there are two factors which are completely ignored and impossible to calculate anyway: recoil and raw accuracy. Scenario 1. Let's say you have a naked M1 with 100 DPS, just for argument's sake. You then find an AK-47 with 110 DPS and automatically assume that it's better. You then realize it has stronger recoil and you have a harder time killing people with it. Perhaps it throws your game off and takes you longer to kill the same type of enemies. One of the ways to compensate for that stronger recoil is to lay off the trigger a little bit. So instead of holding down the trigger for its maximum rate of fire, you may have to burst fire and stop shooting to bring the gun back into control. Statistically speaking, if you're burst firing a fully auto weapon, then you're reducing your maximum fire rate and lowering your DPS. So does having a bigger DPS necessarily always mean the gun is better? No. Let's take a look at scenario 2. For your own accuracy, not connected with any gun or mod or statistics, just your raw skill. Your raw skill is also going to affect the DPS, and here's why. Remember that DPS is partly based on accuracy, so if you're missing a lot, you're decreasing that accuracy, lowering your DPS. Let's say as a marksman, you can kill low-level enemy in 1 or 2 headshots. Your gun's DPS may be slightly lower than a more exotic assault rifle, but let's also assume you play more patient and don't miss your shots. For the sake of argument, let's say your personal accuracy is 100%. In that case, you may in fact kill faster than someone else with a higher DPS, a faster firing weapon who is shooting wild. Even though that sniper may be slowing down their maximum fire rate, these controlled shots that are constantly hitting their target are actually increasing the DPS compared to the other guy who's missing everything. What if that guy has a monster weapon but only has 10% accuracy? Or 20% accuracy? We've just proved the point again. The size of your DPS does not determine how well you can control your weapon and aim. That is something determined by the raw skill of each player. So DPS may not always be the best way to gauge which weapon is best for you. I'm not arguing it's a useless stat, just that it shouldn't be the end-all be-all single stat that determines what the best gun is. There will always be some people who just perform better with certain types of weapons, and there will always be some people who are just naturally better players. I'm not saying to ignore DPS because that would just be stupid. It's incredibly useful for making a rough estimate of a gun's overall performance. Likewise, if you have two of the exact same types of guns, then of course use the DPS to see which puts out more damage. So to sum things up, I suggest to use DPS as a guideline for determining the approximate damage output of a weapon, then using that information to make smart decisions. Just keep in mind that the handling of a weapon, most importantly its recoil, as well as the raw aiming skill of each player or how you can use it, are also important factors that are not part of DPS, but which greatly influence how effective a gun performs. Alright, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel for more job reviews, more stats analysis, and more tactical advice. Thanks for watching, guys. This has been Kuzu Ranger. Bye.